Welcome to our presentation on the financial reporting requirements for Canadian charitable organizations. We deal with a lot of charities for the financial reporting needs and compliance with the CRA and see numerous common issues. The Canada Revenue Agency has made a lot of changes to the reporting requirements of charities in the past few years, and they have even gone so far as to cancel an organization's charitable status for failure to report correctly or on time. To minimize potential issues, you need to focus on a couple of key points. 1. Start with good bookkeeping. 2. Know what you must report to the CRA. 3. Put systems in place to ensure you can operate efficiently. Maintaining your charity status requires strict compliance with the Canada Revenue Agency. They have specific rules for reporting your financial transactions, directors, donation receipts, and expenditures. Many charities have volunteers for their bookkeeper. Although we applaud them for donating their time, most of these volunteers really do not have the skills required to meet the CRA filing requirements. Since they don't have the necessary qualifications, one or two things are going to happen. 1. The information you file with the CRA will be incorrect. Or 2. Your accountant is going to charge you a lot extra for fixing the information. The Canada Revenue Agency has very specific reporting requirements when completing the annual T3101 information return: assets, donations, gifts, and other income, expenditures, and fundraising. The requirement for reporting assets is similar to any other business. You need to report items such as capital assets, accounts receivable, and inventory. You must also report any assets that are not in Canada. For your liabilities, you need to report what you owe to your regular suppliers, and you must also disclose any amounts owing to related parties. Related parties would include directors of the charity as well as any board members or employees of the charity. When it comes to reporting the revenue sources of the charity, the CRA requires a large amount of detail. They want you to report donations and gifts, broken down by the amount issued tax receipts and amounts not issued receipts. They want to know if you received any funds from any level of government and if you received any gifts in kind or non-cash donations. You also need to report any revenues from other sources such as lotteries, sales of products or services, and interest income. Your charity is also required to disclose the types of fundraising you do. Do you have donation jars, events, targeted marketing, lotteries, or television ads? They want to know. Do you engage the services of professional fundraisers? If you do, you must also disclose how they are paid and how much you paid them. Similar to the reporting requirements for revenues and other income, the CRA requires very specific details of how your funds are disbursed and to whom. Attention to detail here will be very important. Amounts you pay to employees are of major concern to the CRA. They also want to know how many part-time and full-time employees you have, their average wages, and other forms of compensation. Occupancy costs such as rent, maintenance, and utilities must be reported, and donations made to others. There are other mandatory forms that are required by the CRA as well, and additional reports if certain circumstances are met. Form 1235 is mandatory. All registered charities must report this information. You must list all directors and trustees of the charity along with their full contact information. Their position, start dates, and end dates are public record. Home addresses are for CRA reporting only. Form 1236 is required anytime you make donations to another registered charity. The reporting is also mandatory. You will also need to report the amounts donated, including any non-cash gifts. Did you know that your charity may be entitled to a GST refund, even if you are not registered for GST? If you are not claiming this, you could be losing hundreds or thousands of dollars annually. As you can see, even the smallest of charities has significant reporting obligations to the Canada Revenue Agency. From basic financial information to donations, fundraising, and GST refunds, do you want to risk your charity status for failing to file the information?
Do you think you need our help? Email us today, clientcare@ledgers.com, or call 1-855-LEDGERS.